Hi, this is Eliza, the creator of Tiny Pumpkin Press. Thanks so much for downloading this template, and I'm going to walk you through the steps today for creating a printed version like you see before you, and an e-version if you're doing distance learning this year. Okay, so first thing, once you download your folder, you're going to have a couple of files in there. You'll have terms of use, you'll have some instructions. We'll have the distance learning version, and then the version for printing, which is the Tiny Pumpkin Press, who is at school today. We'll work on that one first. And the first thing you're going to do is just put in your room name and the year, and then usually I can make it a little bit bigger once I put it in there and center it. And then immediately I'm going to go and save this under a different name, and that way you can work on this version and make whatever edits you need to customize it for your class, but you'll always have the original template to work on. Okay, so let's head to the first photo page. As you see, there's a frame there. I'm just going to open up my folder with photos and drag and drop the first photo in there. Use that corner tool to make it bigger or smaller and fit it into the frame. I think I decided to even zoom out or zoom in a little bit so her face is a little bit bigger. And then I'll use the crop tool to fit it more closely into that frame. Then just click right onto that text there and enter the text. And then again, just like I did on the cover, I'm just going to make it a little bigger and center, and do it again for the next page. Okay, so you could just work through the whole template that way, but I'm now going to walk you through if you would like to make some changes. So here in this book, there's again 8 templates that just come with it, and they're all different colors. But since I'm going to be teaching in the orange room next year, I'm just going to delete all the slides that aren't an orange colored frame. And those gray and gray striped pages are just for double-sided printing. It's just going to be the backs of pages, and that's why they're on every other slide. Okay, so when I'm left with just the orange slides and the backs of the page, I'm going to select them all and copy and paste them right in that sidebar. I used Control-C and Control-V for copying and pasting, and then I can put the pictures in. While I put in a bunch of pictures, I'll just talk for a moment just about choosing photos. Families are going to give you photos, and you don't necessarily have a lot of control over what they give you, but when cropping and figuring out what to crop, I try not to obsess over it, but do give a little thought into making sure that children can recognize themselves, and that other children can recognize everybody else. So if I need to crop off a little part of a head or something from the background, I try not to let that get too frustrating, because most important, children recognize themselves and each other. But if there is something happening in a photo that might be a great conversation starter, like right here, eating ice cream, then I'll try to make sure that some part of that is visible in the photo, because again, part of the education that's happening is that books are a great source of conversation, or a jumping point for conversation. And these books are also just to help children feel comfortable at school. And so again, being able to talk about themselves to each other is part of what it's all about. And I'm just going to show you, I'm going to need one more page now for my book. So I'm just clicking on this slide, clicking on the back photo and the text box, and copying, again with Control-C. And now I'm going to insert a blank slide, click on it, and then just click right there, and then paste that there. So it has Neely's name. I'm just going to go and change the name, and then I'll enter in the next photo, Sam's photo on that page. And after I put his photo in, I am going to need another back of the page, not to go after Sam's photo, but to go after Neely's photo right there. So I did just copy and paste that slide, and now I'm just going to move it right up there. The back of Sam's page is actually going to be the back cover of the book. Okay, so now I'm just going to send it to print. I'm going to choose print on both sides and flip on the long edge and send it to print. I have one more thing to show you. If you don't want to have those backs of pages just to save paper or save ink, you can actually just delete those slides and then choose to print single-sided. Okay, let's head into the next template, the distance learning template. It's just a 2-page spread, but you're going to start the same way by just editing that tab on the front cover and then saving your file under a new name so you can make whatever changes and you have your original template just as before. And just as before, you're going to enter in your photos. I'm just going to show you how to swap something out in the next slide. Let's say I know this next person, Joey, his favorite color is blue. I don't want him to have a green page, so I'm just going to delete, it's just a photo really, delete that green background. And I'm going to head on over to the next slide that has a blue photo on it. And just on that right-hand side of the page that has the photo frame, I'm going to right-click or Control-C and copy that photo right there. And then I'm going to paste it where I would like it for it to go. And then I just want to make sure to send it to the back, and that way I'll be able to see the text box there, and the rings will just be in front of the page or in front of the photo. So then I can move that text box over and then go ahead and put Joey's picture under his favorite color. Okay, and then we're just going to skip ahead to when all the photos are filled in and my book is done. I'm going to go up to where it says slideshow. And then I'm going to play from the beginning. And when you click the mouse, now you'll be able to turn the pages. And if you're learning with your students where you can share your screen, you can just do that straight from your PowerPoint file. Or I'm going to show you two things. You can save as a PowerPoint show, PPSX, and save that, and that'll take you straight to a slideshow, or you can save it as a video, an MP4 file. Now, I prefer saving it as the video file, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to upload both versions, both a PowerPoint slideshow, to Google Drive, and when you do that, as you can see, you don't really it doesn't preserve the slideshow format and it doesn't preserve the font. You could open it in Google Slides and it's editable there, but if you upload the video, then you have a finished book, which again you could either have, depending on how your teaching is going, students can access it if they access Google Drive. Or you can share a link with them and they can look at it on their own, but then it's going to play just as an actual video. Now you won't be able to control when to turn the pages, but you can, it's only a few seconds between each page, and then you can always use the pause button to stop on any page and linger a little bit longer. All right, that's everything that I have to show you. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you do need any more help, feel free to email me or leave a question in my shop. If you do use this template and enjoyed it and your students enjoyed it, please leave a review also in my shop. And there are lots of ways to follow me on Instagram at Tiny Pumpkin Press and on my blog, tinypumpkinpress.com. I just love to talk and write about younger children and education. So if you do too, you can stop by. All right, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.